And lease options are about to be, as we're recording this, lease options are going to be...
Right now, inventory is down just across the board with COVID, but on the horizon, you could see on both sides, the seller side, when all of these moratoriums are going to come to an end soon, there's going to be a lot of defaults. So there's going to be a lot of inventory on the horizon, right? And for all those potential buyers that lost their job during COVID, well, guess what? They're going to need some help qualifying for financing. And not only that, the banks and lenders, I believe you said, are actually beginning to tighten up their lending as well. Yep. So if you want to touch on that, that's exciking.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the forbearances and the moratorium, all this stuff. Yeah. So what we have is, I've been in this since 2003. So long enough to see different cycles. Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, that all markets are cyclical.
Because plan A is always to sell it, right? Most of the time, to
get cash, straight sale. There you go. So all markets are cyclical. Mm-hmm. And so what we have here is a house of cards. And what I'm seeing is really the same thing I saw in 06 and 07. So what happens is all markets are driven by two things, fear and greed.
Okay.
People say supply and demand. Yeah, but what drives that? Fear and greed. So what we're seeing now is greed.
Yeah.
Greed is what's in motion right now.
Yes.
More students calling. And so what happens is right before the crash.
There's a lot of fear right now, I think, at least on the seller side. Maybe not on the buyer side. I mean, interest rates are at an all-time low. But I've talked to a lot of sellers, and they're scared to put it on the market. I mean, the inventory is down. I don't know.
Well, we're seeing in some areas.
Okay.
We're in some areas where people are getting above asking price. Way above asking price. It's not even going to get this. How crazy is this? There's people selling houses for above asking price, and it won't even appraise at what the buyers are paying.
So how does that work?
Well, let me tell you how that works.
Okay.
Let me tell you exactly how this works. So imagine this, and I'm going to throw out a number here. I'm looking at the timer here. We're running out of time. Imagine this, $400,000 house. Mm-hmm.
All these with me so far, yeah.
With me. I lost you
You're really painting a picture here for the audience.
Yeah. $400,000 house. Buyers come in. Mm-hmm. It's a bidding war. They're coming in at, say, $440,000, right? Sure. And the seller says, okay, great. And but they still have to get underlying financing.
Sure.
But they've got enough money to put down that the lender's like, okay.
Okay.
So the lender finances whatever, say $390. Okay. The buyer puts down, say, $50,000. Well, the house won't even appraise except for $400,000. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now, all right, they just bought a $400,000 house, but paid $440 for it. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen in 2 years or 3 years, 4 years when they go to sell it?
Yeah.
They don't have any equity. They're upside down.
Yeah.
And so now what happens is this is not something where this downside, the market falling, is going to happen and be over in 6 months. No, this is going to drag on because now you have all these where the people are paying over market value. They're in a bad spot. Like they're going in knowing they're paying more than what it's even going to be worth.
Right. Huh.
But then you have the lenders tightening up their lending requirements. And then you have the forbearances coming due. So I talked to 2 sellers this week that were both in forbearance. Both of them were coming up to expire. One in April, one in May. In other words,
and what happens once that expires?
Well, that's a very interesting question because guess what?
I honestly don't know.
It totally depends.
Like, is everything due? Like, it's just accelerated?
You don't know. And guess what? So I'm asking the seller. I'm asking both these sellers, okay, so your forbearance is coming up at the end of this month. That's in 2 weeks. What has the lender told you that's going to happen?
Right.
What, are they going to put it on the end of the loan?
Right.
Are they going to work it in and now your payments spike? What are they going to do? Here's the response I get. I don't know. What?
Yeah. Well, hopefully they just take that chunk and put it on the end, right?
Well, like ideally they'd put it on the end, but guess they don't. That normally with the forbearance, they'll just go, okay, it's May, now you owe 6 payments.
Right.
Well, if they weren't making the payments before, see, it's up to the lender.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's up to the lender. So
either way, I mean, whatever happens, it's not going to be
ugly.
pretty. Yeah,
it's about to be ugly.
Pretty, yeah.
Yeah. And what's the last thing that happens in a market before you see it fall off the cliff is it may
spikes.
Yes, exactly. It makes one last surge and go bam, and that's what we're in right now. We're in the surge. So if I know you watch all kinds of stupid crap on YouTube. You've watched videos of a tsunami, right?
Oh yeah.
Of a tidal wave. When you're out in the ocean, you don't know there's a tidal wave going underneath you.
There are subtle signs, like the birds will fly away. The water will actually retract, like low tide is very low.
At the coastline. Now we're going into your biology degree here. But anyway, the tidal wave is coming. And this is that final surge.
Yeah, it has to.
So it's about to be ugly here. And I'm excited.
You could feel it, yeah.
I'm excited it's about to be a crap show. Because in 2008, I was making a lot of money. Doing so many
a lot of deals back around
2010. A lot of deals.
For years
8,
after
9,
2008.
10. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And we're about to see it. Our students are about to be, they just have no idea what's coming.